What's going on in Centerville? Well, one of the beautiful things about becoming the mayor after being a council member for the last 11 years is we're really not changing things. We're keeping things moving forward in the same manner that we were moving forward before. The trails are still a huge part of Centerville. I'm so glad that we took that opportunity a number of years back to have that planning and to get them out and around town and get them going through the lake. So if you're a bike rider, if you're a walker, if you're a runner, you still have an opportunity to get out into the community in a safe way and get some exercise and enjoy the fresh air and hopefully soon to be warm weather. So we're really excited about a few things that are happening. Obviously, everyone sees Bayview Villas going up right along Main Street, right on the old waterworks site. So those buildings are still happening. We're excited for our Old Mill Estates that are being built up. Unfortunately, phase two of Old Mill Estates is not going forward at this time. They wanted to take a little pause on that, but phase one is still being built and is excitingly moving forward. We're excited because the Midwest Best Water business is up and running now. Their building is complete and they have a tenant in there and they're moving forward and they're operating. So we're excited to have them in town. We have new building going on with the Centerville storage. So that's a new thing that's happening in our city. We're waiting for a building permit for a memory care facility that's going to be going in on Main Street. And then most importantly, I left this last only because we've had a slight hiccup with it recently, but it's really exciting for us, is our downtown street improvement. Our streets in our downtown are actually being repaved and water is being put in. And that is something that is a long time coming. And we're extremely excited to have that going. When it comes to the apartments that were being built, I know everyone likes to call them market rate apartments. It was a $10 million complex that was being built with the median rate apartment or a rental at $1,600 a month. So it really was not market rate. A small portion of them was market rate, and we wouldn't even know which ones those were. And that was just something that had to be done based on the way that we purchased the land and cleared the land previously. But that has been put on hold simply because we had a turnover in council, as you know. We had our former mayor resign and I became mayor. And then we just recently at our last meeting, we brought on a new council member who is an old familiar face for us. Tom Wilharber came back to be a council member for us to bring us some added stability and a familiar face with our council. We just met on the first week of April to talk about our FETDLOX planning, where we were with that, what we were thinking we were going to do moving ahead. And I really urge the committee to just keep planning, maybe be wise about some of the things that may not go forward or maybe that we need to put big deposits down on, so it may be a scaled back version of it if we're able to have it. But we really had a big push from one of the committee members that said, wouldn't it be a beautiful thing if that was the way we brought our community back together? If that was the way that we said, thank goodness we've made it through this pandemic and now we're able to come back together and celebrate as a community. Wouldn't it be great if we left that on the books and left it planned, if at all possible, to get that moving forward? And I thought that was an excellent point. I was very excited about it. I urge the committee to continue to move forward with the planning of it, even as up to June 1st. That was the date I hope to push for it before we made a decision on the July festival. From a public safety standpoint, we're very excited to report that we have no reported known incidents of anyone in our public safety sector, either police or fire, that has contracted the COVID-19 virus. So that's really exciting for us that our public safety officers are able to be out in the community and still protect and serve and have not contracted the virus. I'm also excited to share that here in the city of Centerville, we have no known citizens who have contracted the virus. So, we're really doing a great job of social distancing and keeping the rules that the governor has put in place in front of us to make sure that, no one is becoming ill, because I think that's a big part of public safety as well. One of the challenges that we do face, though, is we do have parks and we are encouraging people to get out and walk and exercise. But with that, we've had to make sure that we close down our park equipment, but we've had to shut those down because it's too difficult to try to keep those items sanitized and safe. So for the safety of our community, we did shut down the park equipment, but the parks themselves are still open for people to walk through and enjoy. As far as other things that we want to do, we would love to get the downtown street project going again. That would be great if we could figure out a way to make sure that that could get done. I really believe that's going to do something great for our city. Otherwise, we're trying to keep the plans in place that we had going. We had three overarching goals, and we're trying to keep those in place. Economic development, organizational resilience, and community building were our three goals that we talked about when we had a retreat this year, and we want to keep those in place and keep them moving forward. So, I'm not going to change those in any way, shape, or form. I want to congratulate the city. As of April 5th, we were the number one city in Anoka County with census response. So I thought that was very, very good that we had that type of response for our city, because obviously the more we're counted, the more we're able to receive benefits and things of that nature. So it was very critical for us to do that. I also want to bring up the fact that we continue to be financially strong as a city. We've done really well with our planning. We're able to weather some of the storms that may come about as a result of this and continue to keep the lights on and the water flowing. So everyone should feel secure and safe that they live in a city like Centerville, because we have planned well for that. Finally, I do want to say, please support our local businesses. Even though we're not able to congregate in them, a lot of the restaurants are still open for pickup. Please take that opportunity to do that on a Friday night or throughout the week if you don't feel like cooking after being at home all day, and support our local businesses to keep them moving forward. So I appreciate it.